Transitioning from a monolithic system to microservices can be a difficult task. How do you modernize a legacy system without causing major disruptions to your business operations? This is where the Strangler Pattern, Strangler Fig Pattern, Vine Pattern comes in, as a powerful technique for gradually migrating from a monolithic architecture to microservices without having to rewrite the entire system from scratch. In this blog, we'll break down the Strangler Pattern with real-world examples, explain how it works, and discuss why it's an essential tool for modernizing legacy applications. The Strangler Pattern is a software design strategy where you incrementally replace parts of a legacy monolithic application with new microservices. The process, similar to strangling the old system, allows you to migrate to microservices in smaller, more manageable steps instead of attempting a complete transformation all at once, which could introduce risks and instability. Imagine you have a large e-commerce application that has grown over the years. Migrating the entire codebase to microservices could take months, if not years, and the risk of downtime or breaking existing functionality would be high. The Strangler Pattern lets you modernize piece by piece, reducing risk and improving manageability. So, let's dive into the Strangler Pattern and see how it works. The process typically begins by identifying a specific feature or functionality in your monolithic application, such as an inventory management or payment processing module, that you want to extract and rebuild as a microservice. The key is to start small. Here's a breakdown of how the migration works. Facade layer or routing layer. Create a layer that intercepts requests and routes them to either the old monolith or the new microservice. This facade allows both systems to coexist. Incremental refactoring. Over time, as more functionality is extracted into microservices, fewer requests hit the monolith. You can continue refactoring the monolith by replacing more components with microservices, such as customer profiles or order management. Phasing out the monolith. Eventually, the old monolithic system becomes useless as its functionality is fully replaced by microservices, allowing you to decommission it entirely. Implementing the Strangler Pattern. When implementing the Strangler Pattern, you can follow these key steps. Identify key components. Start by identifying high-value or high-risk components in the monolith that would benefit from being migrated to microservices. These are often areas that are hard to maintain or require scalability. Create a routing layer. Use a facade or routing layer to manage requests. This layer directs traffic to the old monolith or the new microservices, ensuring smooth transitions. Use an API gateway. An API gateway can act as a reverse proxy, directing requests to the appropriate back-end services, whether that's the monolith or a microservice. Over time, as more functionality is routed to microservices, the reliance on the monolith decreases. Leverage load balancers and service discovery. For complex systems, load balancers can help distribute traffic dynamically. Service discovery tools can assist in locating microservices in scalable environments, while service meshes secure service-to-service communication. Due to the scalability and complexity challenges of legacy systems, many tech giants like Amazon, Uber, Netflix, Airbnb, and Etsy have transitioned from monolithic architectures to microservices. This shift has resulted in significant improvements in efficiency and profitability for most of them. Many adopted the Strangler Pattern or similar strategies to facilitate a smooth migration, even if not always explicitly stated. Netflix undertook a major migration from its aging reloaded media platform to a new system called Cosmos, using the Strangler Fig Pattern. Rather than replacing the entire legacy system at once, Netflix gradually introduced Cosmos alongside Reloaded, allowing both systems to coexist while functionality was incrementally shifted to Cosmos. Cosmos is built on microservices, asynchronous workflows, and serverless functions, handling computationally intensive media processing tasks at scale using Docker and AWS infrastructure. This approach allowed Netflix to migrate without disrupting core operations, ensuring a smooth transition with plans to fully replace Reloaded by the end of 2021. Airbnb transitioned from a monolithic Ruby on Rails application to a microservices architecture using the Strangler Fig Pattern. As their platform grew, the monolith led to frequent incidents and longer troubleshooting times, hindering feature development. To resolve this, Airbnb began by building services outside the monolithic system, starting with the search engine, enabling faster responses to user queries. They followed this by creating services for pricing prediction using machine learning and fraud protection. Airbnb then implemented SmartStack, an automated service discovery framework for service registration, health checks, and load balancing. Eventually, they extracted product logics and other services, completing the migration to microservices. Here is some benefits of using the Strangler pattern. Reduced risk. Migrating small parts of the system at a time reduces the risk of breaking the entire application. You can test each microservice thoroughly before fully switching over. Faster time to market. Because you're migrating incrementally, you can introduce new microservices while keeping the existing system running, avoiding long downtimes. Improved scalability. Microservices allow you to scale parts of the system independently, improving performance and reducing resource usage. Legacy coexistence. The monolithic and microservice architectures can live together for a period of time, which allows for flexibility and ongoing development without impacting critical business operations. Challenges to consider. While the Strangler pattern offers many advantages, it is not without challenges. Maintaining data integrity. During migration, data consistency and sync between the old monolith and new microservices must be ensured to avoid errors and system failures. Managing complexity. For a period, you'll have both the monolith and microservices running in parallel, which can increase system complexity. Careful planning and monitoring are essential to avoid bottlenecks or unforeseen interactions. Dependency conflicts. Dependency management is another common challenge in Strangler pattern migrations. Conflicts can arise between old and new components due to differing dependencies, making them difficult to resolve and requiring careful handling to ensure smooth coexistence. The Strangler pattern is a tried-and-true approach for modernizing legacy systems without the risks and complexity of an all-in-one migration. By incrementally transitioning features and functionalities to microservices, you can minimize downtime, reduce the potential for system failures, and create an architecture that is easier to scale and innovate on. This video was created by Lazy2Read, based on an insightful article from the Medium.com community. Scan the QR code above to visit the original page, read more, or leave a comment. With Lazy2Read, you can easily turn any article into a video.